Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman and Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Wednesday, May the 11th. Race number 4 at Finger Lakes. We kick off a 50-cent pick 5 with a maiden special weight 3-year-old fillies going 5.5 furlongs. Before we get to the analysis, I'm really excited to tell you about this new promotion that ties in with the DRF race of the day. It's the DRF Bets Bonus Buck Series. Get up to $100 cash for the Preakness. It's easy. Use the DRF Bets iPhone or Android app to bet $10 to win on any one horse in the race of the days between May the 8th and May the 17th. If your horse doesn't win but comes in second or third, you will still earn a $10 bonus. It's the Bonus Buck Series from DRF Bets. Now let's take a look at this field for our Wednesday race of the day. And if you're on your computer, scan the QR code at the bottom of this screen to access the race of the days on your mobile device. And also you can view free Formulator past performances for this race on the race of the day event page at drf.com. Take a look and handicap with us. And when it's time to make your plays for Finger Lakes on Wednesday, bet it with DRF Bets and free Formulator past performances. Sweet Sugar Baby Mike up from Aqueduct. This horse has raced at Finger Lakes in the past, but his figs from the Naira circuit make him tough in here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she's the horse to be in here, drawn to the rail. Spent most of her career so far. She's 0 for 7, Dan, but most of it, down at Saratoga, Belmont, and Aqueduct. And she's run okay in some of those races. The only Finger Lake start here last November, she, never got involved that day, but that was a much tougher field than this one.
Let's throw up the Timeform US Pace Projector for Wednesday's DRF race of the day. Got to think Sweet Sugar Baby's going to be forwardly placed, dropping in class, but the 16 of Burner should be close to the pace as well, Mike. This horse finished ahead of 3 of these rivals last time out, going 4.5, and was chasing a hot favorite that day.
Yeah, she's got some speed. She could be forward in here. Certainly, Sweet Sugar Baby will probably be forward. I sort of feel like you might get a little more speed, Dan, from the morning line second choice, All About Bella. It's her second start. She didn't break great in her debut over a sloppy track. She could be a lot more forward here.
The one is Sweet Sugar Baby, 5-2 on the morning line. On the original overnight, jockey Andre Worry was named on 3 of these. Not surprisingly, he chooses the one Sweet Sugar Baby for Jeffrey Engelhardt, who's gotten off to a hot start at this meet. I thought this horse ran fine last time out, going 6.5 against $25,000 state-bred maiden claimers at Aqueduct. An even performance. The third place horse came back to earn a 48 buyer when placing at that level.
Yeah, that last race, a little bit of a speed race there, and the 1-2 finishers sort of that way around the track. The closers didn't really have a fair chance. It didn't seem. This horse ran fine. Obviously you're talking about a filly now who's, had her chances. You kind of have an idea of what she is. Some of her races are actually pretty good, and we'll give her a real chance in here. The question is, can somebody improve enough to beat her, which, certainly isn't out of the realm. She's got top connections in her corner, and she's the morning line favorite.
The number 2 is Beautiful Banks, 10-1 on the morning line. Jockey Ignacio is named on both the 2 and the 3. Lands on the higher priced runner, the 2, Beautiful Banks, who only earned a 9 buyer speed figure last time out at Finger Lakes, but it was over a wet track. Maybe you can give her the benefit of the doubt. This horse didn't do much running for David Donk, but was likely overmatched at the Naira circuit.
Yeah, she probably was. She just doesn't have that, one good race, Dan, that you can point to. We've seen her 9 times now. She just hasn't really run a fast race. You mentioned the wet track last time, maybe an excuse, but her best race prior to that was on a sloppy track at Aqueduct. I don't know what to make of her of that last race, Dan. The winner of that race was, 1-5 and got right to the front, and there was no passing. 4 of these horses were in that field. They're all right back in here, and none of them really did anything that day.
Ignacio takes off the 3 single purpose to ride the 2 Beautiful Banks. Single purpose is at 6-1 on the morning line. This horse was a huge price in a maiden claiming race at Finger Lakes in her one and only start last year. I guess she had some excuses. She didn't break very well. She was very wide on the turn. She also didn't change leads in the stretch. She now has to deal with a long layoff and a hike up the class ladder.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make, too strong a case for her. She really didn't do anything. The only time we saw her, she did maybe have some excuses that you could point to and just say, you know what, it's that kind of a race. She'll be a big price once again. I'll give her one more chance.
The runner-up from her debut did come back to place in a $16,000 maiden claimer at Laurel with a 36 buyer. The number 4 is Racing Queen, and Racing Queen ran 3 times at Finger Lakes in 2021. Really didn't do much in those races, but wasn't embarrassed, and I think you could make some excuses for her last few. She's dirtied up. She ran on turf 3 back, a muddy track against $40,000 maiden claimers at Aqua, way overmatched in that race. And then last time out, they shipped her down to Gulfstream and they ran her on the Tapeta, and she wasn't actually that bad that day.
Yeah, I mean, there are ways to mitigate her past performances if you wanted to, Dan. The maiden 42 back, that was probably way too tough a spot. She didn't really do another race. She didn't really do anything at a big price there. That was the slower division of maiden 40s there at Aqueduct that day. I don't know. She hasn't shown anything on the track yet. This is probably a better spot for her.
She did finish ahead in her last race of a horse that would come back to run second in a Florida-bred maiden special on dirt at Gulfstream with a 43 buyer speed figure. Miss Pab, the number 5, one of the horses that Worry took off to ride the number 1, has an excuse for her last race. A, it was a sloppy track. B, it was a mile, which might be too far for her. And 3, she just got cooked on a very fast pace that day. The winner came back, the 5th place horse came back to win a $25,000 state bred maiden claimer with a 49 buyer. I can give this horse another chance, Mike, turning back to a more appropriate distance and racing back at Finger Lakes, where she hit the board a couple of times last year.
Yeah, I agree with all that, especially if she's around the 4-1 morning line. This is a horse that could easily contend against horses like this. I actually thought her career debut last August, I actually felt like she ran pretty well that day. I know she was beaten as the favorite, but I thought that was a good performance. Her next 2 starts back here at Finger Lakes, she lost as the favorite in both of those. They were better fields than this one, though. There are ways to make a case for this horse for sure.
The 16 Burner finished ahead of 3 of these rivals in her most recent start. The race we're going to show you right now, back at Finger Lakes on April the 28th. It was a sloppy track going 4.5 furlongs, and the odds-on favorite made the lead. Tina Burner was put to a hard chase on the turn, and to her credit, Mike, she tried hard all the way down to the wire. She showed no quit. She earned a 31 buyer speed figure. Her speed plays well in this spot.
Yeah, her speed could play well in here. She did try really hard in here, Dan. Just no match for the horse that beat her to the front. She's well clear of the rest of the horses, who again are also all back in here. She was turning back for that race, so maybe that helped her a little bit. I mean, I don't know, Dan. She doesn't have that one race that gets me that interested in her, but I guess she could contend in here if she shows more speed.
The 7, All About Bella. Worry was named on the overnight, goes to the 1. This is a filly that made her debut, and I think it's a lot better than it looks. She took a lot of money in that race. She went off at 4-1. She caught a sloppy track, and she didn't have the greatest trip.
Yeah, she didn't. She just didn't break great. That was the start of it all. As a first-time starter, came out of the gate sort of behind everybody in there. After the winner got to the front, this filly got caught behind horses, steadied around the turn, wound up last, and then just sort of raced on. I thought she was pretty game to get up for third. She was never threatened there. It just seemed like a really, useful debut, Dan. She has a little bit of pedigree behind her. Her trainer, who just does really good work overall. He's excellent with maiden second-time starters, too. That's a stat you can look up in Formulator. His record with horses like this is really, really good.
Just click on the trainer's name and Formulator. You'll have access to all sorts of statistics. And if you want to watch the trip that Mike discussed, just click on the short comment. The video will come right up. The 8 is Wow spelled backward, a horse that has run once third over a sloppy track. It's probably too early to give up on a filly that's only raced once. And it was nice that she showed a little bit of tactical speed in that race.
Yeah, I mean, listen, she was never involved. That's the replay that we showed you a little bit earlier. But it was just her first start. It's not like she was totally dead on the board, Dan. I mean, it was only a 5-horse field. She took a little money. We'll see if she can take a step forward here. It's obviously far from impossible in just her second start.
Completing the field at 20-1 on the morning line is the 9 Financial Manners. And let's be honest, she's tough to like on paper. 3 starts, 3 0 buyer speed figures, but maybe the addition of Lasix is just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, you do get the medication change here. She's drawn to the outside again, which she's been in the past as well, Dan. She's won 3 times. She's finished last 3 times. They're going to try again.
Let's take a look. Before we take a look at our top picks, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel. Preakness right around the corner. Lots to talk about on DRF TV, and you'll get all the latest when you click the subscribe button. Top pick time for our Wednesday DRF race of the day. Mike, you're going with All About Bella off the Trouble Trip in the debut for a very good trainer. She has way more upside than my top selection, Sweet Sugar Baby, who's already raced 7 times.
Yeah, the one's the horse to beat. I feel like All About Bella. There's plenty pointing to this horse, I think, Dan. She can take a little bit of a step forward here, maybe learn some lessons from that debut run. She can improve a lot here.
7195 for Mike. Sweet Sugar Baby, little class relief, 3rd start of the year. I think she's racing herself back into shape. This might be the field. This might be now or never. Sweet Sugar Baby, 1634 for me. It's the Wednesday DRF race of the day at Finger Lakes. Best of luck.